It's all coming together. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Post Youth, we have our Red Terran player. It is our opposing player, our opponent, our challenger, Shinobi. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Australian Protoss from the chat. It is Saundo. First things first, you're an animal for not vetoing this map. You're crazy. Post Youth, one of the more unorthodox maps in the map pool. It is a map that has a hybrid free pocket base, or just a second base in your main here, free for yourself and your opponent to take advantage of. So yeah, you just have a free expansion. Free base is available. Likewise, your third can be quite defendable as well. You do have some points of elevation. It is a little bit more wide open, so there is that at least, but it's a little bit awkward to engage from multiple locations. So we have seen quite a lot of long late game here on Post Youth as a result. But I'm excited. We'll see how this all comes together. I'll be honest, I think I said this before. I have not had the luxury of laddering this season. I've been busy casting, or I've been busy being sick, and I just haven't been able to ladder at all. So I have no like personal experience on the new maps. A little bit envious. I'm envious. You sound like you're able to ladder, Bobby. I wish I could ladder. So we're going for a proxy. Never mind. Never mind. Cybercore's on the way. Are we feeling proxy Void Ray? This feels a little bit disjointed if that was the case, but once a pylon is done, we can throw down shield batteries and start working on that Stargate thereafter. I believe we have seen Saundo go for Proxy Void Ray in the past. Proxy Void Ray is a little bit more viable nowadays just because of the change to the Cyclone. For those that are curious, the Cyclone now does require 3 seconds to relock on when the lock-on is broken, when you're kiting and dancing with the unit, and that is going to be pretty huge when it comes to something like a Proxy Stargate. There it is, a Stargate is thrown down. Does look like Proxy Void Ray. This is a little bit inefficient out of Saundo, is what I will say. Typically you want to be starting up the shield battery first, because if this gets scattered, the shield battery also helps you keep the pylon alive to actually get everything going and actually get your first unit up and running as well. So this is a little bit inefficient, but we're getting there. Meanwhile, Reaper moves out, is going to get across the map, nothing at home to defend. There is a shield battery on the way. And Shinobi is going to be able to get some worker damage done. He gets one probe, but thankfully there isn't a depth to defend. Just get one worker kill. The Reaper does go down. Some miscontrol here out of Shinobi. Should not have happened. Reaper does fall. Void Ray's in production, and Shinobi has no idea what's going on. But he's going for a one. Oh my, wait, what? He's going for a 1-1-1, rushing into an armory. Does he know about the patch? I think he does, yeah, Tech Lab. Tech Lab's here on the factory. This should be for drilling claws. So it looks like he's rushing into drilling claws. We saw a variation of this in pro play. It was Bunny. Bunny did go for a drilling claw rush in a TVP. It was an ESL of Gabeja. So this is a build that some players have been dabbling in and has been trying out. If you're curious what's going on, basically with the latest patch, you can no longer an armory no longer causes your units to be invisible. No longer requires detection to deal with Widow Mines. Because of that, you need drilling claws. To get drilling claws, you need a tech lab on your factory. So you can no longer reactor out Widow Mines when you're doing this build. You need a tech lab instead, which means you have less Widow Mines to work with. So this build is very different than what it used to be, but it's all coming together here. Void Rays have arrived. How good are the mine shots going to be? Oh, we have to try to bait the army in. Shinobi forcing back the Void Rays initially. We have 4 shield batteries set up. We're going for the Void. Second star. Wait, what? Okay, second starboard's on the way for, I guess, Mass Viking. And unfortunately, the Widow Mines, they did not reposition. The army's getting baited in. Big mine shots! One connects. Did get baited. I would love to see Shinobi reposition his Widow Mines, because Saundo knows where they are, at least to start with. It would be good to bring them forward a little bit just to keep Saundo guessing. As we get into the main, we shave off some Marines. Second starport is done. I'm not sure how I feel about the second starport. I don't think we can afford it. I mean, we still have to make Vikings, and yeah, we don't have the economy to sustain this kind of production. Yeah, we get on top of the armory. Armory's going to be going down. Widow mines are now repositioning. And one gets focused down. Ooh, big mine shots. They do connect. Where are the Marines? Where's the follow-up? A little bit too little too late. Likewise, some Cyclones would have been ideal as well. Yeah, it's just a bit of a panicked response. Going for a third starport? Oh my Jesus. Okay. Big reaction here. And honestly, from this point, we could even try to expand. Or just double down, throw down a fleet beacon and get into Tempest. Instead, we're going for a ground toss transition. Okay. I guess specifically in this scenario, it makes sense just because we do see the mass starport, and now we confirm a third starport. But we're just overwhelming the Vikings anyway. Yeah, we shut down all the Vikings. They all do fall. We're getting into the mineral line. Widow mines are repositioning. The mines just go up. Ooh. Big connections. 2 void rays go down. Honestly, these Widow mines have been doing far better than expected. Oof. As they take down the final void ray. Remember, they are now cloaked. Cloaked. Zealot goes down. More Zealots are amassing. Again, I still would have loved a fleet beacon and like a Tempest Rush behind this instead, but getting into ground toss. The problem here is we have plenty of Widow mines. And shots they keep going off. Shinobi is holding. And despite throwing down all these gateways, we actually can't afford to warp in 4 Zealots at a time. We don't have the economy for it. And it looks like we are now expanding. Oh, as we just warped in, so we can't afford the expansion, so we're a little bit of 2 minds here. Do we take the base or do we commit? I would love to see a base being taken instead, but we're committing. We're running into more Widow mines. Let's go! Oh, thank God. Thankfully, we don't go up the ramp. Thankfully. Widow mines are repositioning. Border is being forced back. Observer has arrived. Charge is finishing up. Saundo, he does have enough for an expansion. And he is supply blocked. Supply blocked because he just warped in. So a brutal supply block that may force a Nexus, but no. We throw down another pylon. We're still committed. Nice Yon Burrow here from Shinobi. Let's go. John Burrow, do avoid that. Immortals on the way. God, we have a massive minefield set up here. Very dangerous for Saundo to push in, but he does have detection. Let's force back those Widow mines. The skin! The Observer! Very nicely done. Shinobi realizes an Observer. Does deny it. We'll force out another. When it comes to the Terran player here, this is where tanks would be really good. The reason why I say tank production as we're building up Marines and Vikings is because tanks can actually get within range of these shield batteries, get even within range of the Robo, start focusing them down, and then you force the Void Rays to engage with the tanks, and of course that's where you punish the Void Rays with your Vikings, with your Marines, with your Widow mines. You kind of force the hand of the Protoss. Said Widow mines, they do borrow some of them and go down. Mine shots going off, Zealots are falling, and we should be able to clean up every single Zealot. The Vikings though. The Vikings, they fall to the Void Ray. And not all the Widow mines are in position. Oh, we stand in the mines. Ay, ay, ay. And Saundo is going to lose everything here. Throws away his army. Behind this, we're finally expanding. We're going for a fleet beacon. Again, I would have loved this earlier. I don't think the Zealots have really justified themselves yet. Not yet, at least. They are getting in. Mine shots are going up. Zealots are going down. And we're at least trading with the Marines, and we actually do clean them up. Remember, these are vanilla Marines. They don't have stim, they don't have combat shields. They don't have much of anything. Observer finally goes down, but it may just be too late. The Zealots are breaking through. They're breaking through, and Saundo, it looks like he may have just broken his opponent. Yeah, there's nothing left to defend here. No more Widow Mines, no more Marines. Vikings are falling as well. GG gets called, and Saundo, he does it. Does Frankenstein his way through that, and does take down Shinobi. GG, Papi. GG. Oh, GG, well played. Did make charge worth it in the end. Did pay off. Did pay off in the end. But yeah, really interesting build out of Shinobi. Again, we saw Bunny do this the first week of the new patch, and I haven't seen any other Terran do it yet, where you go into the armory, you get the tech lab on the factory, and you go for a very committed mine drop. It was, what was it? I think it was Bunny versus Nightmare. It was Bunny versus Nightmare. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago at this point. So yeah, really peculiar build, and I'm excited to see if we see that a little bit more. If like Clem or Maru or Björn, if they try to cook with it, if they try to make use of it in some way. Just because we've seen it pop up, but hasn't really caught on yet. Just because the original armory build has kind of been killed in a way. It's a little bit different nowadays. Nice, I appreciate. Oh, thank you for the replays, buddy. Thank you for the replays. GG, GG. Was entertaining. A lot of good fun. A lot of good fun. And again, as I mentioned, specifically Proxy Void Rays has been buffed in the new patch just because of the nerf to the Cyclone. It does mean that Terran players need to react a little bit stronger to get into Viking production. They need to be very efficient as well with how they use their resources, with how they produce. Like going into a third starport was a waste. I do think that was just, yeah, a waste of resources. And when you're on one base like that, you cannot afford to throw away minerals and gas. So you have to be precise with how you respond to cheeses like that, to proxies like that. GG. Bit of a PSA for Terran players out there. And with that, we have one replay left. We have uno mas, papi, uno mas. One replay left to go. As we're getting ready for a Zerg versus Terran between Babyling and Fu Manchu. And it's going to be on one of the older maps. On this patch, it's going to be on Alkyone. Let's go.